Welcome to 6th English Term 3 Unit 2 Prose. That Sunday morning. So children, listen carefully to the session, and in case if you have any doubt, make a note of it and it will be rectified on the day of reopening. Okay children, now let's see the short look about the author. The story was written by Savita Singh. Savita Singh has been writing professionally since 1979 and has more than 300 published short stories, articles, poems and dramas. It includes more than a dozen books. She writes both in English and Hindi. Okay children, now let's start the story. Savita Singh's father was posted in Patna. On the first Sunday, Savita and her brother decided to go cycling in the morning, as it was very early in the morning. Only a few people were on the roads. The roads with the trees lining them were good and shady. There were no grand buildings or monuments as in Delhi. Monuments means statues. After cycling for about half an hour, her brother got bored and challenged his sister for a cycle race, and the loser should treat the other with a chocolate. Savita agreed and they were off for the race. That was not the first time they had raced. Usually her brother would win and boasted about it for days. But Savita Singh was determined to win this race. Savita Singh pedaled as fast as she could. Her legs ached and her skirt was spread out, warning to hit her face. Pedaled means cycled. Ache means pained. Savita was breathing fast and could not see anything clearly. Soon she drew level with her brother and then gradually she moved ahead. Level means equal. Ahead means further forward. As Savita was ahead of her brother, she could see the corner in a cloudy form. Savita Singh was about to shout with joy. Just then she saw a cow that stood in the middle of the road. She applied the brakes suddenly, but was thrown off the cycle. She landed onto the back of the cow. The cow was startled and started running out of fear. Startled means frightened. Savita held the cow's tail to save her life. The frightened cow charged straight at the cavalry officers. Cavalry means a unit of the army serving on horseback. The horses panicked and scattered. There was regular rush everywhere. The cow managed to fall into ditch and in the process freed Savita. Ditch means carry water. She landed on the soft earth bordering the ditch. Savita sat up with pain. The cavalry horses were still out of control. Some of them were running madly in circles. Their raiders tried to bring them under control. Two horses were not seen anywhere, and another horse threw its rider right in front of the Savita's eyes. He landed in the ditch just next to the cow. The cow thought it was another attack and lowered its head at the unlucky man. The poor man climbed hurriedly out of the ditch, tearing his pants at an awkward place. Awkward means sensitive. Awkward means sensitive. Realizing his pants being torn, he sat on the road with a thump. Thump means knock. Her brother approached her and commented that she looked such a sight on top of that cow. Savita's brother started laughing and asked her whether she was all right. She did not want to admit to her brother that she was frightened, so she arrogantly told him that she was all right. Arrogantly means hurtly. Arrogantly means hurtly. Just then, Savita's brother saw one of the horse riders coming towards them with a threatening look, and there was also a man to whom the cow belonged coming behind him. So they thought that it would be safe if both of them moved fast from that place. Otherwise, they could be called in for a lot of explanation. Both got into their cycles and moved away fast, as they did not want to add another unpleasant episode to the morning event. Episode is nothing but incident. Episode means incident. Unpleasant means disagreeable. Unpleasant means disagreeable. Okay children, now we came to an end of the story. I hope all of you understood the story. Okay children, now let's move on to the glossary. Egg, pained, ahead, further, forward, blur, unclear, imposing, grand or impressive, monuments, statues, pedaled, cycled. Cavalry, a unit of the army serving of horseback. Clung, held tight. Ditch, carry water. Panicked, scared. Starlet, frightened. Awkward, sensitive. Episode, incident. Thumb, knock. Unpleasant, disagreeable. Okay children, now let's see the antonyms. First one, early, late. Second one, shady, sunny. Third one, behind, ahead. Fourth one, alone, group. Fifth one, unpleasant, pleasant. Now let's move on to the choose the correct answers. First one, Savita's father was posted in Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai. The answer is Delhi. Savita's father was posted in Delhi. Second one, Savita landed on the soft earth bordering the road, pond and ditch. The answer is ditch. Savita landed on the soft earth bordering the ditch. Third one, the horse panicked and scattered, jumped and leaped. The answer is scattered. The horse panicked and scattered. Fourth one, Savita jammed on the brakes and the dash stopped suddenly. Car, bus and cycle. The answer is cycle. Savita jammed on the brakes and the cycle stopped suddenly. Fifth one, on the first Sunday, Savita and her dash decided to go cycling in the morning? Brother, uncle and father. The answer is brother. On the first Sunday, Savita and her brother decided to go cycling in the morning. Now let's see the important questions and answers. First one, how does Patna differ from Delhi? Delhi had grand and impressive buildings and monuments, whereas Patna had none of them. How does Patna differ from Delhi? Delhi had grand and impressive buildings and monuments, whereas Patna had none of them. Second one, what stood right in the middle of the road? A cow stood alone right in the middle of the road. What stood right in the middle of the road? A cow stood alone right in the middle of the road. Third one, where did Savita land as soon as she saw the cow? Savita jammed the brakes and stopped the cycle, but she could not stop herself, landing straight on the back of the unfortunate cow. Where did Savita land as soon as she saw the cow? Savita jammed the brakes and stopped the cycle, but she could not stop herself, landing straight on the back of the unfortunate cow. Fourth one, where did the cow fall? The cow managed to fall into a ditch and in the process freed Savita, who landed on the soft earth bordering the ditch. Where did the cow fall? The cow managed to fall into a ditch and in the process freed Savita, who landed on the soft earth bordering the ditch. Fifth one, what was Savita Singh determined to do and why? Savita Singh was determined to win the cycle race because every time her brother wins the race and boast about it for days. What was Savita Singh determined to do? Why? Savita Singh was determined to win the cycle race because every time her brother wins the race and boasts about it for days. Next, sixth one, why did the trees become a green blur to Savita Singh? The trees became a green blur to Savita Singh as she was cycling very fast and due to that she could not see the trees clearly. Why did the trees become a green blur to Savita Singh? The trees became a green blur to Savita Singh as she was cycling very fast and due to that she could not see the trees clearly. Okay children, it's time for question. Once again, you can go through the story and answer for those questions. First one, who was posted in Patna? Second one, why did Savita do to stop the cycle? Third one, what happened to one of the riders? Fourth one, who wins the cycle race always? Fifth one, why did one of the horse riders sat down on the road?